Welcome to the deep dive. You hand us the sources, and our mission is to cut through all the noise and just deliver the core knowledge you need. Fast, but, thorough.
Hmm.
And today we are pulling back the curtain on a really fascinating, and I have to say, pretty concerning business model in the high-end auto detailing world.
Yeah, exactly. We're diving into the operations of a company called Fireball USA, and specifically their internal media strategy.
And the central finding, the paradox here, it's
Yeah.
really something.
It is. Small business owners, these detailers, they're paying thousands of dollars for professional certification they need.
Right.
But at the same time, they're also paying to become the company's free filmed content creators. It's free labor, free marketing assets, all for corporate profit.
It's a total double whammy, and our sources suggest this goes way beyond just a simple training fee.
Oh, way beyond.
There's what looks like a predatory media model at work run by Fireball USA and their in-house production group, which is apparently called Ember Studios.
And this whole thing, it isn't just about, taking a few videos for Instagram. The system seems designed from the ground up to systematically strip local shops of their marketing power.
So it makes you wonder, right, when does a training program stop being about training and start being, I don't know, a marketing machine?
That's the line we're exploring. The tuition fee is really just the ticket to get in the door. Once you're in, you're an unpaid actor.
Okay, let's unpack this. How a training academy that people are investing so much in functions less like a school and more like a tightly controlled movie set. So when you look at the documentation, the first thing that jumps out is this atmosphere shift that trainees report. You'd expect, a hands-on learning environment, but what they walk into is much closer to a professional film production.
Yeah, the sources say corporate filming needs just. They take over. They take priority over the actual instruction these people paid a premium for.
And we're not talking about someone with an iPhone here.
No, not at all. We're talking about full professional camera crews, dedicated audio engineers, big lighting rigs. I mean, it's a serious production.
And they're there for one reason.
To gather footage, high-quality footage of these detailers working. And Fireball might say it's to document your success, but the analysis suggests it's really more about what the sources call likeness theft for corporate gain.
Likeness theft. That's a powerful term. So what does that look like on the ground for the detailer?
It means you're the student, you're working on a Porsche or a Lamborghini, spending hours applying this product.
Right.
And that image, your face, your hands, your actual effort, it's all captured and then completely owned by the corporation.
And then Fireball takes that footage.
They edit it into these slick Academy episodes, and they put them right up on their corporate YouTube channel.
Which brings us right to that double-dip revenue model you mentioned.
Exactly. The detailer pays the fee, which can be thousands of dollars.
And performs the work. Free, skilled labor.
Right. But Fireball keeps every cent of the ad revenue, all the marketing value, all the brand authority that those videos generate. Forever.
So the student is a paying customer, unpaid labor, and a free content creator all at once.
And that focus on filming has a real, measurable impact on the education they're supposed to be getting.
How so?
Well, we learned that teachers constantly have to stop lessons. Just stop. The camera team needs to adjust a light or swap a lens or get a so-called beauty shot of the product being applied.
And that must be so disruptive.
It's not just a minor thing. Instructors will apparently even make trainees repeat a step over and over again.
Not because they did it wrong.
No, just to get the perfect camera take. Cinematography is coming before actual effective learning.
So just to be clear, I'm a small shop owner. I pay thousands. I close my business for a week to be there. And then I spend half my instruction time repolishing a fender for a camera crew. Also, the corporation can make money off a video of me.
That's what the sources describe. It's an incredibly high price to pay for what ends up being a seriously reduced educational return.
And you have to assume the corporation knows just how valuable that content is.
And they do know. Which gets us to the why behind it all.
Yeah.
This systematic erasure of the independent shop owner's own identity.
Okay, I want to circle back on that. It's one thing to use them for labor, but how do you leverage that into actively erasing their identity?
This is where looking at the internal documents, it's so revealing. The whole media operation, it's not built to celebrate these small businesses.
No.
It is purpose-built for corporate brand centralization.
Yeah.
Sources that reference something called the Ember Studios roadmap are, frankly, chilling.
Why?
Because they reportedly don't call the detailers partners or trainees. The term they use is content asset.
Asset. Wow, that one word changes everything, doesn't it? If you're an asset, you're a resource. You're not a colleague to be supported.
Precisely. And the sources detail exactly how that optimization works. It's through actively suppressing the independent shop's brand.
So in the videos.
In the videos, you'll almost never hear the trainee's shop name or their location. Not even what state they're from. It's just gone.
But why would you hide the name? I mean, wouldn't Fireball want to drive business to their certified installers? You'd think that would be the whole point.
They want to drive business, but they want to control where it goes. The message is clear. The customer watching should see the corporate brand, the shiny facility, the product, the training process.
Not the local guy who is actually going to do the work.
Exactly. They are deliberately breaking the connection between the beautiful job they just filmed and the actual person who did it.
So if I'm a car owner watching that video, I see this incredible paint correction, but I can't Google the detailer's shop.
You can't. So what do?
You go to the Fireball corporate website.
And that's the whole design. It's a lead funnel. By stripping out all the local info, the videos push every single lead straight into a centralized corporate sales office.
That's just devastating for a local business. I mean, your whole marketing model is built on your name, on local SEO, on people in your town knowing who you are.
This model doesn't just ignore that, it actively undermines it. It's an active disruption.
So the corporation is using the detailer's own labor to build a wall between them and their own customers.
Yes. The goal, when you synthesize the analysis, seems to be a kind of vertical monopoly. You use the detailer's skill to build your brand, which ensures the detailer has to stay dependent on you for leads. You never let them build their own self-sustaining local reputation.
They are paying to film the very content that makes them dependent on the company that filmed them. The level of strategic control is just staggering.
And that control brings us right to the very thorny subject of consent. Because when detailers get to the training, they have to sign this really broad media release.
Okay.
But the sources describe a serious element of coercion that basically makes genuine consent impossible once they're on set.
But couldn't the company just argue, look, being filmed is part of this high-level training. It's just a requirement.
They do argue that in practice. But the sources paint a picture of a really coercive environment. Detailers report feeling truly forced, to do interviews and retakes.
Out of what? What's the leverage?
Fear, a very real fear that if they don't cooperate with the camera crew right then and there, they will fail their skill check.
And lose their certificate.
And lose the very expensive certificate they came for. When your whole business might depend on that piece of paper, the pressure is just immense. It's not voluntary participation anymore, it's mandatory compliance.
And there's more to it, right? The pressure starts even before they show up.
It does. The sources talk about aggressive tactics beforehand. There's this one email, apparently known inside the company as the Time's Up email.
Time's up.
Yeah, and it explicitly threatens to terminate their product access completely if they don't get the training done immediately. So they feel forced to go, and once they're there, the fear of failing keeps them in line.
So they're tracked. You pay, you show up under a threat, then you perform for the camera under another threat. And what about the content itself? Is it even an accurate reflection?
Well, no. That's the other part. The media team isn't just filming what happens. They're reportedly using scripts. They are directing the detailers.
Directing them to do what?
To seem happier, more enthusiastic, more loyal to the brand than they might actually be feeling in that moment.
So you're creating a completely false narrative. You're using paying customers as what? Uncredited actors to sell the program to the next group of people.
That's a good way to put it. The goal is pure marketing. It's about selling more seats in the next class, not reflecting the real experience of the person on camera.
And what's the payoff for the detailer? After all this time under the lights, after spending thousands, their promised marketing assets, what do they actually get?
The sources say it's an incredibly poor return. The assets they get are almost always just generic corporate clips.
Like what?
Wide shots of the training facility, close-ups of a product bottle, some standardized B-roll footage. Critically, the clips almost never feature the detailer's own shop or their individual work in any kind of personalized way.
So the hours I spent redoing that same spot on the hood for the camera crew, that doesn't result in a single usable clip for my shop's Instagram page.
That's correct. The materials are so generic they're basically useless for growing a local business. You leave with a certificate, thousands of dollars poorer, having given them weeks' worth of free marketing footage for their channels.
And you get nothing for your own.
Nothing substantial, no.
So when we step back, what does this all mean? You pay to be there. Your face and your labor are used for profit. Your own business name is hidden to funnel leads away from you, and you leave with nothing that helps you grow.
It is, in summary, a highly sophisticated, two-pronged system. The media operation is built for maximum corporate gain ad revenue and centralized leads. And it all comes at the direct expense of the local professionals' time, their labor, and their ability to market themselves. The whole thing keeps them dependent on the very corporate structure they're paying to support.
It's a really compelling look at the new dynamics of some of these corporate partnerships, especially where certification is involved.
And it raises a really important question, I think, for anyone in any industry who's considering a high-level certification.
Which is?
If a professional credential requires you to participate in a system that actively strips away your own local brand identity, is that credential really an achievement that's building your business? Or is it just a financial tether designed to keep you paying and working for the company that issued it?
It forces you to weigh the value of that big brand name against the very real cost of giving up your own independence. Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.
We'll see you on the next one.